So we start off with a very large pot. I think this is a 4-gallon pot. Might be more. We just start out with some oil. We're heating it up in the pot, and then we're going to brown about, I don't know, 5-7 pounds of meat. 9 pounds of chuck roast is what we got here. Going into the, like what I think that was, 5-gallon pot. I mean, it's a big pot. Then we're browning. One in at a time and get it nice and brown. And take them back out. Now we've got the third piece brown, nice and brown. We're done with that. The next step is kind of fun and unusual. You don't get to do this a whole lot. We're browning about, what is it, 3 pounds? 2 pounds. 2 pounds of beef bone. We'll get that browned up. We'll take that. Take that out when it's done. And then we'll start pouring liquid in. And the vegetables. All right, so now as I'm browning the beef bone, I am going to use a can of tomato paste in a pot of lightly boiling water that I have already melted 3 bouillon cubes and a half a bottle of better than bouillon beef stock into. This is the flavor base for the soup. We're melting everything in a pot before putting it in the big pot of soup. Excuse me one second. Here we go. I gotta put this now in here. We're gonna melt this down too so that it's mixed, well mixed before we put it into the actual soup. So now it doesn't really matter how much water you start out with. This is just a concentrate where we've concentrated those 3 bouillon cubes, a half a bottle of better than bouillon beef stock, and 1 can of tomato paste so that it all melts and gets fully dissolved before it is used as the base for the soup stock itself. So it doesn't really matter what size pan it is, you know, pint of water, quart of water, whatnot. All right, now the bones have been browned, and we're at the next step. And to be honest, I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm working on Kara's family's famous beef soup recipe. So I have my mother-in-law, Kara's mom, on the phone, and she's going to talk me through the next step. All right, so then we have now a deeply used big stock pot that needs to be deglazed. And I have warm water, about a quart of warm water, and I have about, I don't know, about a quart of the concentrated beef stock.
Okay.
So I'm not going to deglaze it with the beef stock, right? I'm going to do it with the water.
It doesn't matter. You can do either one, but you're just going to go very gently because the pot is really hot and it's going to sizzle a lot.
Do I keep my pot on as I do this?
You can turn it off for a moment.
I'll turn it all the way down so it's very low.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so then I pour the water in, a small amount, and then deglaze the pan. And once the pan is deglazed, do I continue now filling up with the liquid, or then
Yes.
put in all of the vegetables?
You're going to put a bunch of water in there, put a lot of hot water in there, and then you're going to start adding your meat and your vegetables, and you're going to continue to add hot water
Till we get to the top.
till we get to the top.
Gotcha. All right, I'm
And
good.
then just simmer gently.
All right, we'll call you back when we get to the next phase. That might be
Okay.
near the end, though, because I think at that point we have everything in the pot, and I think we're letting it just roll for how many hours?
Oh, about 4.
4 hours. So I
On
hope you're
a very gentle simmer.
very gentle simmer. Well, I hope you're up late tonight.
I will be. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay. Bye.
All right. That's how that's done. Let me just see if I can turn this straight for a second. Concentrated base, tomato paste, and beef stock going in the pot. All right. And next we have a little bit of the water that we kept on the stove getting warm, so we can fast forward, not have to wait for it to come back up to a boil. Now before I pour all of that in, getting back to putting on or in the meat, the bones, and the vegetables. And there is only 6 ingredients in this soup, and that is the beef, potatoes, onions, carrots, celery, tomato stock. I guess 7 if you count the beef bouillon, 8 if you count the bones. It just keeps going up and up and up. There you have it. Very simple beef soup. Now once it all gets in here, we're cooking this all whole. There's a lot more to it though at the other end, because we're going to have to cook it up for 4 to 6 hours, and then the meat, the bones, and everything come back out. Because if you're my wife, you want your beef soup without anything in it. No vegetable mass left in the soup. It is just, it's like a consommé. I, on the other hand, then will take all of those cooked vegetables and I will eat them. But Kara, she wants them out of her soup. So we'll come back to that stage when we're ready for it, which will be in a number of hours. Here go all the vegetables. They're already pre-cut. We have 3 onions, right?
Yep.
3 onions.
Cut in half.
Cut in half. We have 5 russet potatoes cut in half. And again, the reason they're not all chopped up is they're not staying in the soup. They're coming back out. A bag of carrots. And a bag of celery. Now, as you can see, there's not nearly enough water in the pot. So now we'll add all the rest of the hot water, and then take water, hot water from the sink, and continue to add to up to our level, which is right before the rivets, the handle rivets on the pot. And I think I said that was a 5-gallon pot. That might be a 7 or 8-gallon pot.
That's a big pot.
It's a big old pot. A big old soup kitchen pot.